Hi people, how are you doing? And welcome to another Survive the Night video. Today we're going to talk about how could Aurek team improve Survive the Night. In case you don't know, I made an announcement about questions and answers, questions that I can respond. So if you haven't made a question yet, do it now so I can make that video. Now let's begin with this one. Aurek team, for those who are new in this community, it's a known group for making one of the most classic horror genre games in Roblox, which is called Before the Dawn. And after that game, they continued this series by making Before the Dawn Redux, Before the Dawn 2, until they created Survive the Night, a game that most of us appreciate and still have faith that it will get better someday. The question is, how are they gonna do it? Getting active on balance changes, reworking gears and slashers, remaking maps? Here you will hear all my suggestions that could improve the gameplay of Survive the Night. These suggestions come from my experience watching other communities in and out of Roblox games. Communities responsible for their existence that manage to keep their community happy and comfortable playing their games. And most of these things happen because the creators listen to their community and care about the game's state. I'm not saying that our team doesn't care about their games, or they don't listen to their community. They actually care for us. We complain about stuff and sometimes the developers took care on fixing the problems. And I say sometimes because sometimes we were complaining about some stuff that the developers decline fixing them. For example, the shield nerf being countered by projectiles like Exterminator and Merch. Yeah, but the community complained a lot about this, and a fair decision developers made was removing the speed debuff when using the shield. I admit I complained about this too, but with the time I got used to it and felt it balanced because I realized it was stupidly strong and it didn't deserve to be that strong to even counter slashers like Merchant Exterminator. Alright, so let's begin with the suggestions, shall we? Have you ever played or watched the gameplays about Before Dawn Redux? If so, then you know what is this idea going to be about. Redux was different than its previous game. Instead of surviving until 6 AM, you had to complete certain objectives to escape from the slasher before 6 AM. This was such a good idea from Aurek, and in my experience playing Before the Dawn Redux, it was so fun. But I also must say that it was unbalanced as fuck. Slashers could camp on the generators, some slashers and heroes were too strong to deal with, and sometimes they guaranteed victories or defeats. And let's not talk about the game mode called Defeat the Slasher, because if you ask me, that mode was the most unbalanced thing in the entire game. You expected this suggestion coming, but I will still say it. Survive the Night needs real objectives. Some maps have unique objectives like Tantive, which that is repair all monitors to activate lasers, in dungeons where you have to pull down all levers to open locked areas, in overheat energies where you must turn off the electricity to turn on some purple lights. Which if you ask me, that is so useless and lame. But yes, most of these maps have unique objectives like this. The problem is that not all the maps have it, and it's not like if you complete the objectives, the time goes faster or anything like that. It just gives the survivors some advantages in the maps, and that's it. Nothing special. I don't care if it gives you more points for doing them. The only ones who do these objectives for points are the new players, which is probably the 10% of the players now. The objectives should mean something more important and fun in Survive the Night, such as reaching at 6 AM faster or escaping from the map. But how could this work for the slasher? If survivors advance the time by completing objectives, then the slasher must kill survivors to retreat the time. And yes, this will probably make the matches longer because getting kills nowadays are easy if the survivors play like brain death. But the duration of the gameplay will depend on how much the time advances or retreats. In my opinion, they should do like in Banana Eats. But to balance it a little better, for Survive the Night, it will be 20 less seconds for completing an objective and 15 more seconds for getting killed. If I'm not correct with this, then the developers will know how to balance this better than I try to do. And something else I want to suggest is remove the blacklight lanterns as objective. For real, all they do is make the game boring, cause literally nothing happens to the map when you pick them all up. It's just to get coins and purchase stuff from Nightfall store. Nobody even completes that objective for fun. Most of them do it for grinding, and when they got everything for the store, what is next? I don't know, maybe play Survive the Killer, I guess. Okay, all of you know how stressful it is when you are playing a GR, which is the worst one of that map, such as Master Keys and Mire. No doubt all of you hate when this happens, and I can also guess this is another reason of why some players leave the game because of this. I personally got this bad luck like 5 times in a row, and it got worse the more times I switched combos. I played Merge Keys in Mire, I played Power Drill in Markwood, I played Hammer in Revenant, I played Ayla Bacon in Guest House, and for worse, I played Toolkit in Parking Lot, like for real. After all of that, I want to dislike the game and fuck off my life. But seriously, I felt very stressed in that moment, and I stopped playing the game for like 1 week. This game needs map rotations back, but it rotates every 24 or 12 hours. This suggestion came from Brawl Stars, where it got over 80 characters, and you have different game modes in different maps every 12 or 24 hours. I don't remember exactly, but they change. And as this game has lots of brawlers to use and strategies to play, Survive the Night has the same. Over 100 combos, GRs, slashers, strategies that people will play in one day just to switch all that for the next rotation. This will teach us to use other GRs, perks and slashers just to get a good game in the upcoming map. Because you know, for example, the next map is going to be an indoor one. So you use Master Keys because they have many doors in them, and you don't have to worry about maps like Myers and Parking Lot. You only have to worry about slashers like Gold and Lady, because people will finally learn to use different slashers to counter the survivors. The winner is the one who predicts better. I mean, many survivors expect to play Gold or Lady when using GRs that interact with doors, but if you use slashers like Nightfall with its trait, Swashbuckler Merge or Enendra, you are in advantage for countering the stunners to get rid of the rest. You may be thinking, I will suggest the removal or rework of Parking Lot because they are unfair and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you that that's not what I think actually. I do complain about Parking Lot, but I don't want it to be removed since it's a good map to roam. It has no objectives, but for some reason I suggested real objectives. It is a very boring map, but for some reason I suggested daily map rotations. So in many cases this map will be necessary to use roaming GRs and slashers with detection abilities. And most probably none of these ideas will come to Survive the Night, but I prefer to think they will, so leave me alone or I'm gonna cry. Some maps need a rework in construction because most of them are boring as you can imagine. So boring that you want to switch servers or wish to reset your character just because the map is, for example, church. This map is no doubt one of the most boring ones you have ever played because of how big but empty it is. It has nothing special besides the generators and the only door in the map. A map like this deserves more stuff around, such as more places to loop the slasher or be useful for more GRs, because I rarely deal with Mire not having doors but having lots of lights, Murkwood not having useful doors but having spots to build them with Toolkit or Hammer, or Village being too small to hide but having good spots for looping. If developers are going to combine many maps like this with some good ones, then they will need reworks to make the players more comfortable at the time of choosing a loadout. As the main reason of this is because they're too boring to be played. I don't even think one of these mentioned maps are your favorite. If so, leave me a comment below. Oh, Deep 9 mode. Although this mode has received nerfs for the slashers, such as disabling the traits and reduce the healing for hitting the survivors. Even with these changes, the mode hasn't got the minimum impact to be a good game mode. Yes, it is more balanced now, but what's the problem? There's too many people that don't expect this game mode to be chosen, and they end up using ghillie, backpack, motion sensor, and all these lame combos just because they didn't expect this coming. And yes, if people knew this game mode was going to be the next match, then an organized team will be using black light to counter the slashers and gears to heal themselves, which that will probably make it worse, so I retract my statement that this was a good idea. So now my new statement is easy and simple. Make all survivors have 1 or 2 extra healed. Let's be honest, how useful could you be shooting at the slasher with Ayla's weapon when you don't have any extra healed? What is the point of healing when your max healed is literally 1? Like, you are 1 hit to die. And slowing down the slasher is not like the most fair part of this mode, because it isn't. The slasher will always manage to hit a survivor. So what could improve this game mode? Yes, give all survivors extra healed to compensate the players using gears that have nothing to do with the mode. The rest can be handled by the developers, but this time I suggest that everybody deserves at least 1 extra healed in Deep Night mode. Alright, if you don't like this suggestion, then I suggest at least fix the collisions of this game mode, because it's like very annoying. Like, just look at this clip.
You're the last one. Complete the mission.
Baby Aurek! Baby Aurek!
I was about to win this match, but this ghost got in my freaking way and I lost. Like, how could I win that? Raj, you need to focus on fixing this issue because it's ruining the game mode. You cannot shoot at a slasher when your teammates are in your way. Like, this mostly happens in indoor maps when we are in a hallway fighting the slasher. And this is seriously a problem for the game mode, because it's not fun. This causes the slasher to win most of the times. Statistically speaking, I don't really know what's the exact percentage of the slasher victories and the survivor victories in that game mode, but I suppose that the slasher is the winner there. Like, I don't think they are tied. I think slasher is, of course, the winner. Sorry if you hear my dog bark, it's just other dogs outside. The thing is that you need to fix this issue because it's killing the game mode right now. If you fix that, I will consider if the game mode is good or bad. Oh man, I miss the loot boxes. I remember one day I saw a red Among Us skin in this game, and I was like crazy trying to grind to get that skin randomly in the loot box, and I got so happy after I got it. Good old times. But sadly, our team changed this. All skins from loot boxes can be purchased in the store anytime you want, making the loot boxes non-existent. In my opinion, this is another thing that caused the game to lose players, because I was personally disappointed on having a chance to buy the skin I wanted in the store and not unlocking it from loot boxes. Like, this didn't happen with slasher skins only, it happened with all other skins for GRs, towns, screams, and I consider this a mistake the developers made, and they should change this back, because seriously, loot boxes were better than we have now. If you wanted to sell all items in the game, you could make it like the most games do. Daily store selling free items that you can buy with points. Obviously expensive because you're choosing to get them. Yeah, this issue is not that important, since what matters is the mechanic of the game, how it works and how it engages the players. So yeah, this is all for the single suggestion. And there is one honorable mention I would like to make, and that is slashers living in the middle of the match. This feature should be immediately game over. Players with full inventory have enough points to buy an entire country, and it's too boring waiting 6 minutes just for the game to end. This seriously has to change because they can lose more players. Aurek team makes good games. They are entertaining and they deserve to be in the front page because they are little games like this, and they are working on a new game called A Pirate State 2. I haven't played the prequel, but hope it's as entertaining as Arcane Odyssey because I think Aurek team will have competition against this game. And I also realized that someday Red Jumper will stop bringing content to Survive the Night, because it's almost finished, but there's some stuff coming, like Yeti rework and another balance changes. And hopefully he decides to bring one of these suggestions to the game, because I personally think people need them to have a better experience in the game. It should be more complex than just surviving until 6 AM. I have faith that Raj will do something special to survive the night before finishing it, because I don't think he will just leave it like this so easily. It's his best game right now, and he hasn't given up when before the Down 2 and Redux just closed and stopped getting updates. He never gave up and he kept making games that have to do with Before the Dawn, which that is Survive the Night. So people, this is all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Remember that I have made a post about questions and answers. If you have a question, you can ask me and I will try to respond, okay? We need to make that video. You need to know stuff about me. And okay, that's it I guess. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.